Hey, I'm Dave Jamerson, the president of E4 Missions. And in our vision video, I talked about 5 words that help shape and define everything we do here at E4 Missions. We've covered 3 of those words already: harvest, intentional, and partnerships. And I want to take a little bit of time today to just further explain this idea of networks. Because see, it's a word that maybe we don't even think is important, or where would that be in the Bible? But it really is there. In Acts 10, we have this famous story of where God sends an angel to this man named Cornelius. And Cornelius is somebody who was open to the gospel. And the angel tells him, hey, listen, God has seen your gift, your generosity and your alms and this, and he's going to send you someone who's going to explain to you the gospel. At the same time, God was working on the Apostle Peter, who was in Caesarea, and showing him a vision of these unclean animals, and Peter's pushing back on him and saying, you know, God, I'll never eat anything that's unclean. And then God gives him the revelation, hey, listen, the gospel is for everyone. The gospel is going to the Gentiles. Don't call unclean what I call clean. All as he says, hey, and there's some men that are going to come looking for you. Man, there's a knock at the door. And he goes down and he says, hey, we're looking for Peter. And he says, I'm him. Hey, I think you're supposed to come with us. And Peter goes down and he comes into Cornelius' house. And as he walks in, he sees a room full of people, of family and friends and neighbors to Cornelius. And Peter begins to preach. And what happens is that God pours out his Spirit during that time. And these lives are changed and they're baptized and all this. But here's the thing. God worked through network. He was working through Cornelius, the men that he sent. He was working through Peter. He was working through the people that got invited to that. And so this idea of network is a really big thing. And I really personally believe that in this season of time that we live in, that as a body of Christ, it's much more important that we work together than having allegiances to denominations and things like that. A pastor that I really respect, Pastor Tim Keller from Redeemer Church in New York City, used to say, hey, when the need becomes so great, we put down all those things that don't matter, and we are one church, and we work together to see the nations impacted. Networking and networks is a huge part of what we're called to do at E4.